In this session, I'm going to briefly cover some of the ways that you can go about really customizing your job application to make sure that you are really meeting the requirements for each potential role, that you're communicating that you meet the requirements for the role that you're applying with. Very often, I think that we as candidates assume that hiring managers and recruiters are going to figure out that we have the qualifications that they desire by reading our resume. But, certainly I think when a reader is skimming your document, then they are not doing a very close read and critical thinking as they are reading through the resume. They're really looking, hopefully, for those obvious connections that you're really going to spell it out for them and make it really easy to find what they're looking for. So I have listed here, you see the link for the slides, the QR code for that. And the first thing that I want you to do as we're going through this quick session is find a job opening that you want to apply for. So that is really the first step in looking at, does your resume meet the criteria that they're looking for? So you find that job. And then what I want you to do is start to really annotate that information to really understand for yourself what's really important. What's this employer really looking for? Most of the time, it's more than just the technical skills. So I feel if you are just, listing a skills list and thinking, well, I've met all the criteria, you certainly may have missed some things. And then you may also have not provided enough information for the reader to know how much you know about that skill or knowledge. So these are some things that you can do to make yourself a more attractive candidate to an employer. So I would start looking at that job. What are we looking for? We're looking for, of course, the required qualifications, the technical skills, but also like what are the essential responsibilities? Are they asking you to work with customers? Are they asking you to um, collaborate with team members? Are they asking you to meet deadlines? These are skills and knowledge and qualifications that they're going to be asking for. If they ask for it more than once, if they put it up at the top, then it's probably more important to them. So these are things that gosh, these are really important. Then I want you to go back then and look at this job posting and, with a highlighter, right? So if you've printed it out, take an old school highlighter. If you've just copied the text into a document, then you can go through and with a highlight feature, really try to visually identify some of the things that are important. You can add your own notes to it as well. And then I want you to start thinking about what are the skills, knowledge, experiences that you bring that they have asked for. So if they've asked for experience with object-oriented coding languages such as Python, and you have a project with Python, you want to make sure you write that down. We got to have that very clear on our resume. If they've asked for data science classes and you've taken data science classes, list those, right? So we can go through and see here maybe some examples of some things that maybe you did that meet or exceed the qualifications that they desire. So now you've got your blueprint for what you want to make sure you communicate to that company. Now, most of the time, you probably already have a lot of this content in here. Maybe you've got to add a little something. Maybe you've got to tweak a word here or there just to make it match with the terminology that they are using. Sometimes the terms we use for things are slightly different. You want to try to mirror the terms that they are using with when it's accurate, right? Of course, accuracy is extremely important. All right, so then we're going to make those comparisons. We're going to look at our document and what they've said is important. have we communicated that effectively or not? Do you need to remove anything? Do you need to add to things? Do you need to update labels? These are all strategies that you can take. Now, the next thing that I've given you is actually a bit of a rubric here that you can click on from these slides. And you can see as it pulls up that you can come in and you can make a copy of this for yourself. So that's for step one. And then what you can do is go in and fill this out. You can add your text here, just like I have here. And this is basically going to walk you through the process of what we just talked about. And then it's going to help you think about this job. So when you're applying for, your first couple of jobs, or when you are applying for something that is a dream job, or if you get an interview for a job, this rubric here, this matrix is going to be very helpful for you and just thinking critically about the job and what you bring to it so that you can provide some answers with depth. I think very often we, in interviews in particular, don't provide enough information that is specific to us. And so this matrix will help you think of those. So you should go through this. It's going to be a great prep guide for you. I know it's not something that you're going to want to do every time that you apply for a job, but for the first few, it's going to get you in the rhythm of how do I do this? How do I make these little tweaks to make sure that the reader knows that I understand what they're asking for, and here's how I meet or exceed what you're looking for. So that is the way to go about it. Okay. I've got a lot more resume and cover letter links here for you as well. So you can go back and find that, come up with some more action verbs. There's more tutorials on resumes. So definitely you can get more information from these slides as well. Take care.